Fid hall among ruwer, and orzin the skeva law fuur, gamal and yet a foover. Other neighbour men over there, digging in landscape gardens on a raw, cold, dry day, slow late at the end of autumn in October. Fui machash, Cuiachán, mar an ómid an glán Cuillinn, Cianachin a bains Friachán. Under about my leg feet, a bog hole where we used to go in Glencullen long ago, picking ring, ouzel, whortleberries. Samala brack, bólach féirech, agus an rang as Cian na Bhalla, a fethe, Sciatháin Céireach. In Ballybrack, cattle grazing, and on a wire above the roadway, watch waiting, a wax swing. Tucha sé fós in am trá, a fethe leis hain ag solas tráchta, ag drehead ráid a rátha. He and it will come soon enough. Watch waiting with himself on his own for him and it at the Strand traffic lights at Bagot Street Bridge. Elshogue Hall at Immelagurt, a gil Michaud gom Court, is ik imacht as Ryerk at a third. A flight bat wing Joe over on the edge of the bitter ivy crop field on my rambles in Kilmashogue and going out of sight on the scone-sized shaped spot. In Gleano Moilcom, Lá Sábach, im Háb sa Sliab Heap Lábach. In the Glen of Amal, on a peaceful day, resting on the moor mountain on the side. Gunshot. Ordon Fincree. Killaheen ar Flodon, et Immel Woher Nos na Rigam ar Maidin. Kirka Priachon, Fioran, Budon. Wouldn't that lift your spirits? A flake ripple on a stagnant pond beside the Nace Road in the morning. Crow's oats ryegrass, bent grass, cat's tail grass. Och, begrúig a gaidí choscánsa, is mé a siúl in ein na gaiche, har woher gurt na slánsa. Och, my hair's getting so scraggy thin as I journey walk face into the wind across Healthfield Road. Slúamór a gáil had a drehead ag am scur, agus a lifa a ri is ach sa mur, hís ag an asc her. A great crowd crossing over the bridge at rush hour in the evening, and the Liffey run flowing to the sea down at the East Link. Grail, Toma, Gugrinio, Amachum Garrico, agus Hall, Howdaish, Gunchor, Martinio. The cormorant duck dip diving to the depths of Black Rock, and over there a heron, exhaustion turned motionless, on poised edge. Ag a gún evening alley, in a daub snáb a gúnaí, faoi Hollis na Galley. At Portobello, swans transresting, floating on the stream still always, round under the light of the moon. bád bán hall bhuileán gaile, agus na feileáin hart gún líre, agus muidzin ngasúr go lehaile. The white emigrant ship on the other side, full steam ahead, and the seagulls round past in Lira, and us as boy children going, dying home. A measc na háige, a seasaga citrúnta, a luastíanach go dún troma, tréis am dúnta. Among the youth, standing awkwardly on the late last luas to Dundrum after closing time. Scáilón na mos, a toigo medica, is me héin na féchan sa machar an óige, a go lehaile ag stop na deiriga. The bus shelter rusting, and there's me, try looking out at the young ones, going home at the stop at Red Cow. Sangaron crow, na gosur na luscain, is mahul suas na crick again, marawell gun is guascain. In Nutgrove, the boy children on the rocker waver swings, and my hope eyes up to the hills, and all the lambs and hoggets. Farag a drehead, bhóthar múna, a breanú a dora, agus a tachas a húna. A man at the bridge on Anglesey Road, looking at the dodder and scratching his arse. Nach gud sé tíreach crá críart, couple bán sa máisteach a dálacht, in a hassle leis hain here sangart. Wouldn't it just break your heart? A wild, idle, empty grassland white horse in the rain and Tala, stop standing on its own with himself back west in the ivy field. Sa muirisc a muireach le lein na gréine. Corim siad wem, a widinach, méid a muire, lus a ganya, lus lian na mara, a live léine. In the salt marsh on the Murrach at sunset, where have they all gone? The marram grass, the kidney vetch, the sea sandwort, the sea lavender, the sea aster. In talach ag inir gan bheán, go chuis a bhóthar íorin, edalach manin is a wir bheán. The cattle grazing, without any peacock regard, foot beside the railway line, between the Broad Loch and the Irish Sea. Stata me mar thuras agus le meis arc sa glas go chus bhóthar hí a chric agus tamil as grágarsach na garc. I stand stop on my pilgrimage time journey, and back beside me a lizard newt in the soft gas ditch, foot beside Ticknock Road, and some while distance off, hens cackling. A chael a golan túis, an glán do gum ma thuras, a stracalam freezing ús. The castration, desecration wood, getting fast abundant thicker in Glendhu, on my time pilgrimage journey, tear drag struggling through the pines. Gan bheog an cheo ach cuid a fáin an weignas ar maidin an meor na bhealach salarnáin. Not a quick living thing or a mist cloud thing, but a sparse turning stray berry glow sheep in the lonely solitude, in the morning, in the Sally Gap. Leis hain is a sneachta lá, a láir a léigil na chrá, oscail chail na dó. With himself on his own and the indifferent snow melting in the ground middle of the bright white day on Beechwood Avenue. Nach cyfynat y chalín, sráid archer, old flames is a léite sin, ag foster is o halín. Don't you remember, girl? Harcourt Street, old flames, and all that Foster and Allen. The gullet ash har na tithe rua, ze saharn et rois na bua. A ghost image, Stremel, Calatot, Tefillin, a host congregation, going back past the red brick houses on Saturday on Victoria Street. Guach rá lá garú, ag gimach lín in níochta clada, har línsa gwisga marú. On Sandymount Strand, on a rough day, us going at low water, passed over generation pools of dead standing rain tears water. In Inse Chór, na Leanúisa, it's edra gatús na bliana, in the Vehelín, Famisa. In Inse Chór, baby Jesus, at the end to start of the year, in his crib for a month. I Gilín, I Gilwainan, Tosca, is láthar pillar is folla, gúirt exceed in the Cosca. In a cell in Kilmainham, death report traces and present battle site marks on our round trip on the Easter free holidays. Salachar Draenon, a Glanan na Lac is na Varthar Maisen, a Rillig Charig Draenon. A weed, dross, dirt drizzle, clear cleaning the slabstones and miracle graves in the morning in Carrickbrennan Cemetery. In Yagarair Fashala, Law Bug, Kyle is Pilwoona, is Cahuson, Fud Lug Nahala. After a view for a short while on a bog soft day, desecration forestry and turf bog pool holes and sphagnum mass throughout Glendhu Mountain. Adim, Darlum, Fui Cicada, am a stad ag na sailse trochta, wohur a vilada. I feel here, I think, the voice cry of a cicada as I stop at the Soul Journey traffic lights on the Long Mile Road. Io, Cruhur Vic Gregor, Vín si Wohur Cromlanja, nor Vainer, Vagiris in the Jaegor. A ghost statue image of Conor McGregor on the peak gable end of a house on Crumlin Road. Oh, to be a teenager back again. Cresh an aral to bawn, Conan Londa lesh hain, Hall sa Shaston. The ground at Harold's Cross, Lee White empty, an elk blackbird, call chants on its own, over in the buzz stand. A lore fork Lon Malura, Loher at Gers Immerha, Anamachiura. In the ground centre of Glenmalure Park, on the present site of the bitter exhausted playing field, free fresh new names. Lolunrach, a tumult gum Shiglan Cree, a miwi beltana, Ní sunrach a slí, Conini, Kilihini, Lopini. On a glorious day, driving through Glencree in May, a singular striking thing. Snowflakes, 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 snow, no. Iowa, Shinamaid, Phil Linnet, Gon Choril Straws, as Kurtzi Victorves. A ghost reflection image statue, that's all. Phil Linnet, not turn moving, on the street in front of McDade's. Alling, Alora Vehev. Cor immer na blahan is Shilini ofach, wohur gurt of Vehev. Lovely, in the ground middle of June. But where are the cherry blossoms on Brehenfield Road? Tershach is Machulin Shaurach, a go le bhaile agam a dart éireannach ó bhráis na teirech. Sad tired, reclining in comfort, going dying home on the late last dart from Tara Street. Cahamtoch Aquapura, fui scáil na niúr is na mudlia, chosam na manach, a gil machura. I waste take a drink of Aquapura, under the dread protection shade of the yews and the budlia on the Monk's Walk in Kilmacurra. Fecem, im alaigam chean brei sa bhéir, go chuirtarí íosachta, a shalador, a chánoig, a faracha, a saiver. I see as I lie on Bray Head in the grass all those exotic burrow visitors, gannet, fulmer, shearwater, guillemot, kittiwake. Gesplonk gehord, iesgad a cairneach, as cian luchtón, is glee geert pultach, is sawad as a tairneach. In a flashbolt, up high loud, an osprey above Loch Dan, and a shrill piercing cry, and far off the thunder. A seal heol na braiche, celler na néin chéad a cuscuile, agus far a luma faiche. Everything's all right with the life world. Bird song on Woodside Drive, and a man mowing the lawn. A ceann mhóthar Bramer, fearm an slúiste, agus a teacht an ceann eile, fuaim ruthar gúiste. At the head end of Bramer Road, a man working a shovel, and coming from the other head end, the sound of a motorbike. Ed yn wyriach, giolcach is luachar, a 940 ed a valach gar ros lord, agus a talach fod a wuachar. On the Murrugh, reeds and rushes, the 940 on its way to Rosslare, and the cattle among the cow dung. I filiúns a talawog, war lug na cuileagam is the law go hoog, sludon agus in the law frog. Fold returning to the bog's soft ground, on the crop top of Lug na Cuille, young early in the day, a stagnant pool, and in the ground middle of it a frog. Nochten fear na hall sa gladach, mar I húlam as céan clón dá loch, gamal sa tala spadach. Fenian deer, naked appear on the shore, as I journey walk above Glendalough, late slowly, in the cloddish, soggy, boggy groundland. Shasam lam hain, dirach a glana maruna, agus ní leid sein cua ná címra, gucha wachrúna. I stop and stand on my own, just clearing my nose, and not out of regret or thinking back on Buckrony Fen. Nach Civanlum, a chuirach sin go crín, chuir an úd na sú talún, a filiúnt haar chros I cín. How well I remember that sweet smell of strawberries, fold coming back past Coin's Cross. Alach yn Ngari Gawin, y branw a síl a gol hart maidin, fi grehed ach a bheonach tíb leis an awn. Poultry cattle stock in a cattle pound, watching the life world go by in the morning, round under a Havana barracks beside the River Ow. The bort na dor, Lochan is lachin imel ilan, agus a nachtas the gronachon in shin, Shonach agus a Killan. In Bushy Park, a pond, and ducks on the edge of an island, and naked appearing in the dusk then, a fox and her cubs. Gí a gairi ascail ní brúnán, agus a bhálach cúl górzín, scrí bach a crúnán. The wind rising up on St. Ronan's Avenue, and hidden behind a garden, a swarm of bees buzzing. A lawbán, a gimachta na dhíle, agus a chlán a go le bhaile, ó áit súgara chobán tíle. A downpour in the white middle of the day, and all the family and the family children away home from the playground in Capantili. Agus a trácht in a stad, crowr, grúdhín a bhuair, idir a chéim agus bailin the laur. With the journey traffic stopped, sheep droppings on the grassy verge of the road, both between Stepaside and Leopardstown. A gil ma chudagam, agus ma chimra a ma. Nach éisian a gari imethe mar a rumais trá, gar a suas ag a móthar mór in a gá le. In Kilmacud, my memory's going. Is that not the exhausted playing fields where we were once upon a canonical hour meal prayer time, cut up in two by the motorway? Hiúil mé amach bhuirfin lá, gur bhreac mé síos a hanam a trá, fud na bhailán a faoi, tar a rais a gá. I journey walked out on Merrion Strand one day, and Pox wrote her name down on the strand, and all the seagulls crying, "Come back, my love." Far agus a haka, they birth wan vega, a straws and well in a haka. A man being supported by two little wife women, on the street in Mullinahack. Gluaiseacht learga, bhóthar an adam faoi mo chosa, saidir I dearga. Moving on the slopes of the military road under my feet, red soldier ants. A lorgurt le hash ra cool, samosach gan wogatamo, couple go chuid a lochshúl. In the ground middle of a field beside Rathcoole, in the rain, not easing, not soft moving for a while, a tinker's horse. Idir éir, féir agus ihir, cipúr as mo chúr, and a hún amháin crithir. Both between air, grass and earth, cipúr in front of me, all a quaking sod. A chail chulgeara go háir as céanna tuchar, dhéanad sé beart go brá cumar, lá geall fós a gúil mo chróchar. The castration wood being cut loud up above roundwood. It'll do nicely some bright fine day for my coffin. A siúlgam as céanna locha faoin slíomh a gáma deire sa mórta, gan éon cheoán ach mún is clocha. Journey walking above the lake, around the mountain moor on Camaderry in March. No cloud mist, nothing but turf moor and castle stones. In Yshert Chiveen, Stodham a Gurt Bia. He swam a Lord of Glana, Stodham, Three, Card, Cúig, Sé, Seacht Via. In Glendalough, I stopped for food. Down below me in the ground middle of the smoke cloud Hallow Glen. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dear, stop. It's him in my Libyan báta, lá cuile sa bhríoch ar chama deire, sna cuíochain ar fud na háta. Falling soaked to the skin on New Year's Day, on the rage heathermoor on Camaderry, into the blind rills and bogholes all over the place. I garnog wirfan id east, dhéanam stanza, nach Chalán ach rán mada, Goscar is go Speranza. In Merrion Square again, I make a verse of doggerel for Oscar and Speranza. Can fyr iasach de gal at híomh na stráide sa Tíb Hall, gan tráid le Tíb Camden Halal. Borrow foreign men, smoke on the side of the street, on the other side of the street, beside Camden Halal. Ní fád a bhaine tarach, an ngort a maile éimean div, Lord agus a sharach. Spring can't be far off, In a field in Ballyedmond Duff, a mare and her foal. In Hassagum, Grehed Grattan, Zina Mamachwem again, Von the Spade in Manhattan. Stand stopping on Grattan Bridge, I can make out far away, straight up, the skyline in Manhattan. A grocon evening, a tisog a bulla kaiser, agus far a fechens glypha, agus a haka, like all wiser. In Mount Pleasant, the young ones playing ball, and a man watching the shoal game, leaning on 2 sticks. Wach Sifón gan scamal sa spéir, agus gan guam ach far, tamil wem a bain san éir. In Stephen's Green, and not a shadow cloud in the sky sphere, and not a sound, except a man a little bit away, cutting the grass. Gunna bheith breanú ein tada, is a breanú gach ní mar a géna, cawr ag bon roedd chorada. Looking at nothing, and at every nothing just the same, an odd round heron at the bottom of Thorncastle Street. Scréchóga trá is feileáin follún, is cían na fuil vig maidin, is the slua shulamach a lora chuin. Terns and seagulls circling above Poolbeg in the morning, and the crowd's journey walking out in the ground middle of the Curve Bay. Fadil Lojan Togola, Rogaru agus Mra Oga, Ruhart is Madil in the Sola. Whistling on a lift rear building ruin site in Rathgar, and young wife women running past with dogs at their heels. Woher Hachgura, Kaimri Kiana, a Chéad Churan gan Gardenia, is Gavlana Shilini and Liana. On Palmerston Road, distant memories, the first fragrance of gardenia and cherry blossom this year. Here at Hollach Tuver, Cock na Gapel at Moher, Maidin ur Uver. West back on Cork Hill, horse shit on the road, on a free, fresh, moist morning in autumn. Stadam Sheer a Royd Grafton, Fui Howen, Ballagare Sweet Afton. I stand stop West back on Grafton Street in November. The sharp, bitter, stale whiff of sweet Afton. A teachta nuas bóthar crumglíne, fui scágam, fui na sailse, ballach na Bófinne. Coming down Crumlin Road, a bit apprehensive under the shadows and the lights, the Milky Way. Shellach is blá shilini, dar is fearn, a fós chearnóig lain, Arthur Garzine, Lafcadio Hearn. Willow and cherry blossom, oak and alder growing on Leinster Square, passed around the garden of Lafcadio Hearn. Licamanus múlach gúlan, gan ranim a síl fólach fui mawan, o war o gúlan. I let my shoulder weight drop and see the whole life world beneath me from the crop top of the Sugarloaf. Imin far le fauna, leis an níos is leis an ngí tranúna, ar aglis na móide. A man bent over with age and the wind in the evening, going past Whitefriars Church. Phoebe ar fáin is fearán, huas wallin comes sa gronachan, a fáinne bán. Wandering all over the place on Molan in the dusk in summer, a ring of nightlight in the northern sky. Agus a seal a golo Anna, ni hugam a lawn and cleanra, ashcom oscan the canna. The world no longer recognizable. I don't remember much back on Arbutus Avenue. Smooth hinna cean fós, a gairi gadirach on yustan oud, hall as kian hapel isods. Smoke from a turf fire, rising up straight from that cottage over above Chapel Izard. Eda blásóig Malain, as cúd órasáin chornán clochar maidin, ein pain. On the lawn, in front of the flats in Dolphin's Barn in the morning, a magpie. Airian Grian, Log and Sco, Chog Glay Gwan le Hauser Be, War Vins he, Woher Ro Wo. The sun comes up on a lovely day, just as clearly as anywhere, on the crop top of a house, peak gable on Raffo Road. In Leon Malura, Tiv Leshanó, Law Killia, Tom Ganathan Gaelach, Fui Gillior is Fui Vlo. In Glen Malure beside the ford, a common gorse bush still in leaf and blooming on New Year's Day. The Nochta as Cian Clon Dá Grua is the gimmacht iris ho bel tapakena, Zish ia rua. Naked appearing up above the Glen of the Downs and going again just as live fast, a brace of red deer. Fós a feha, wulach hún le gui, le cuskers et snachta fui veha. Still watch waiting on the summit of Tonlagee for the indifferent snow to mangle thaw under around June. Nar a bheith sin a taras fadálach, síos bóthar a bhfuileáin darach, an afrin dúnachas dálach. That was one long, tedious pilgrimage time journey down Oak Down Road to Mass, day in, day out. Agus thug siad seo a seall chumá, Telchig, Unthank, Zippel, Eberl et al. Sir Temple Gal. These were here as well. Telchig, Unthank, Zippel, Eberl et al. In Whitechurch. Ash, Garin the Mara, Marangomid, Amon Snoba, Nach Kivenlat, Achara. Back to Sea Point, where we used to go and swim. Don't you remember, my old friend?